He's the one, and Pratna, you know, Pratna told me, and the chef called me up, that he was coming to Delhi for one day, and they wanted to have a wine dinner. And they both gave us the first option, and I grabbed it immediately, knowing that it's Gurgaon. So I told him, well, maybe we'll have 8 people. Then I said, maybe we'll have 15 people. Then today morning, he said, please don't get more than 25, because I had 35 people confirmed. So I think it's because of his food, and it's because of William Hardy, because, believe me, as members of delWine Club, or as wine connoisseurs, the best opportunity or the beautiful moments are when you spend with a winemaker, because the passion of that guy and the knowledge of the person can rub on you and make you love wine a little more. The wine will even taste better, I can tell you that. Am I right?
You are right.
No. So we have Bill. I wasn't sure if I call him Bill Hardy or William Hardy, because sometimes they're both. So he's international. He's not only Australian, because sometimes William remains William, you know.
Yeah.
So
in my case, Subhash, the only person who calls me William is my wife.
Ah, okay.
And she generally pronounces it William.
All right. So we know who is the man.
Yes, exactly.
All right. Okay, so I present to you Mr. William Hardy, 5th generation winemaker from the winery set up by Thomas Hardy.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you very much, Subhash. Lovely to be here with you tonight. Listening to Subhash wrap me up like that, and I haven't been introduced so extensively for a long time, reminded me of a beautiful story I heard from a fellow winemaker who talked about having gone somewhere where a speaker was introduced very effusively, and when finally the MC finished, this man got up and he said, look, that was truly wonderful, but there were just 3 things I need to correct. Firstly, that wasn't me, that was my brother. Secondly, it wasn't gold, it was coal. And thirdly, he didn't make $1 million, he lost $1 million. No, those were very, very kind words. Thank you very much. I am incredibly proud, as you can imagine, to be able to go around the world and represent a brand like Hardy's. You know, a brand that has been exported since 1857. The very first vintage my great-great-grandfather made, he sent 2 barrels back to his relatives in Devon in England, and that's the first recorded export of that quantity of wine ever from Australia. So our brand these days you will find in over 120 countries around the world. And probably the figure I enjoy quoting most is that every day of the year there are more than 2 million glasses of Hardy's wine consumed. So look, tonight I'm really relying on you to get us past the post. You know, you've got to make sure we get there for today. You know, we're hovering just under 2 million. But being an old business, there's some wonderful stories behind it. A question I get asked quite often is, how did your great-great-grandfather actually end up in the wine industry? Well, he left England, and this is one of those beautiful pioneering stories. We were not landed gentry, even though we went to South Australia, the only non-convict state of Australia.
Exception. It was quite an exception. I really thought you were a Tommy. Sorry, in my mind.
No, even though we went to this almost utopian settlement of South Australia, we were definitely not landed gentry. My great-great-grandfather was the son of a local farmer in Devon. He did an apprenticeship as a grocer up in Somerset, and literally when he went to Australia, just picture this, he made a decision after he finished his apprenticeship that there must be other opportunities in the world. So he drew his life savings out of the bank, £20 sterling, put them in his pocket, grabbed a little wooden box, which we still have at home, in which he put his belongings, and he was 20 years of age. He went down to the wharves in Portsmouth and boarded the British Empire. The ship was called the British Empire, and went to the other side of the world. Not knowing a soul, no job, no relatives out there, no letters of introduction, just I believe I can do better out on the other side of the world. So that was his start. But he actually was incredibly lucky to, when he looked around for a job, someone told him there was an old farmer called John Rennell looking for workmen. Now John Rennell was our first commercial vineyard in South Australia. But when the great-great-grandfather went there, Rennell Farm was just a mixed farm. So the great-great-grandfather was given a job looking after the cattle. He had to take the cattle up into the hills each day, let them graze and bring them back to the farm at night. Well, and I think this is beautiful, this was in his diary. He records he lost his cattle twice in the first week, and dear old Mr. Rennell said, I don't think you're cut out to be a cattle herd. He said, I think you'll be safer in the vineyard, so I'm going to put you in the vineyard. And literally with that move, he must have created or stimulated an interest in my great-great-grandfather that caused him to end up planting his own vines. But he actually made his money on the gold fields. So we had a gold rush in Australia the same year California did, 1851. But when my great-great-grandfather went to the gold fields to try and find gold, he worked out very quickly you'd have to be very lucky to strike it rich. So what he did, and I guess the apprenticeship as a grocer would have helped, he decided that miners need to be fed. So he actually went and bought some cattle, managed not to lose them, started a butcher's business, started selling fresh meat to the miners and made enough money to go and buy land and start his own business. And in his own lifetime he built South Australia's biggest wine business. So by 1900 we're already South Australia's biggest wine business. And today, well, I've told you, we're right at the top. Got some great wines to show you tonight, I think too. One of our great ranges, the one that's done so well for us here in India, the Stamp of Australia. One that we launched at World Expo in Brisbane back in '88. Some beautiful two varietal blends. Some amazing two varietal blends that come from our warm inland areas of Australia that give us these lovely, ripe, very fruit-driven wines, nice and soft, very easy drinking, very palatable, easy drinking wines. But as Subhash said, we're launching something tonight in northern India. We did show them in Mumbai yesterday, but we've brought these wines up here, some wines named after myself. When I celebrated my 40 years in the business a couple of years ago, the family continued a long tradition of naming a wine or a wine range after one member of each generation of our family. The person of that generation who we felt contributed most to the business. So I feel incredibly honoured to be the member of the 5th generation to get this honour. To be honest, I didn't have to fight too hard because most of my brothers worked for us for a few years and then decided to go off and do other things in the wine industry. Same with my cousins. So I've actually been the only family member in the business now for over 20 years. So that made winning this right to have a wine named after me pretty easy. I want you to know I wasn't involved in the decision though, okay? No, I won't go on and on now. I just really hope you enjoy the wines. If I can tell you a little bit more about them during the dinner, either formally or I might come around to your tables and we can talk about them. So enjoy the meal. I'm expecting big things. The 245th meeting, did you say? 245th meeting. What a great group of people. I mean, we need lots of people like you, lots of ambassadors for wine in this country. That's the way we're going to spread the word about this beautiful product. So here's looking forward to a good evening. Okay, please enjoy. Grab a sparkling glass if I have one.
Two quick things. Bill, met him today, earlier he said that he had no experience with Indian food. So we had organized Indian food, but I think this is 4 notches above the normal Indian food you get here. There's no chicken, tandoori chicken, what? Butter chicken. Butter chicken. No butter chicken and a lot of meat and all that. This guy, Tanveer, how many of you have not heard his name, Tanveer Quadra? If you have not, just don't raise your hand, okay? Pete Quadra, and I don't know, some of you may not know that we have done 3 delWine Club events in this hotel, and all done by him. But that was before it was the Meridian, yeah. So it is Pullman, and so we are ready to have many more with him. He is a wonderful chef, trained in Australia, and his style of cooking, you will see yourself, some of you already seen him, the snacks. So he wanted to make this different. And this is a one wine event where I told him, please go slow on the food, there's too much. Cut out one thing, and he did not, because I wanted to add a sorbet. When I was looking at the menu, I said, I need sorbet right now, you know. So he added that, which is great. And one more thing, you think that 7 wines are, a lot of wines, so we can do pairing very easily. I did the pairing, and believe me, one dish, the pairing became very difficult for me. You'll find out in the menu yourself. So somewhere along the line, you start getting 2 wines, okay? So there are 2 ideas for that, and Rinku is listening to me. The idea is to pair white with the same meat, or 2 different whites with the same meat. And like I said, one place there will be a bit of a problem, and that's the whole beauty of it. And of course, some of us don't really care how it matches, but it should be enjoyable. And I think so far you enjoyed the sparkling wine, Chardonnay Pinot Noir, Champagne blend, and that is done by Charmat method, not method traditional or method champenoise, but went very well. And we'll take up a thing for you today.
Thank you. I won't say much. I've got a lot of stress now. I just hope I can meet all the expectations level. So
That's the beginning, Delhi, and we're going to coming more often. So
I hope you all have a good night. Thank you so much, and I'll try my best.
Thank you very much. And Bill will come and talk to you, or maybe a little later we can get him for 5 minutes to talk about the wines a little bit more.
Yeah,
okay?
absolutely. Very happy.
Thank you for coming. I can't say coming from Delhi because Gurgaon guys come to Delhi all the time, so they what the heck. So, but so glad, so happy you're here. Enjoy yourself. Thank you.
Thank you.